Hey guys, it's Tommy here. Today I'm bringing you my video on Cult versus Void, so which is better for life and mana drops. I have obtained data from about 200 Lost Halls, and I've obtained that data from raiders in the Lost Halls public Discord after my runs, and I apologize to all that I've annoyed in asking for data. Just a quick couple of qualifications about the data I've got. It doesn't account for people using clovers or loot drop, as that was just too many variables for me to keep track of. Also, obviously ignores attack and def from NBC because they're guaranteed. So throughout this video, if I refer to pots, I just mean life and mana. And I also did not find data on gear and the white bag drops, as the sample that I would need to get anything meaningful is just way too large. And before we get into it, I'd just like to say a quick shout out to a few raiders who sent me huge amounts of data, even when I was offline. They are Macho Mana, Shardosa, Jim the Fish, Wig Doctor, NASA, and FX Lick TX. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name really, but I do appreciate it. Anyway, onwards. Now, I know there are going to be quite a few people who are simply watching this video to know which is better for life and which is better for mana, and don't actually care about all the analysis, so I'm going to oblige and I'm going to tell you those in just a second, but I do recommend that you keep watching as the rest of the analysis is quite interesting. So, overall, Cult averaged 1.43 life and 1.37 mana each run. NBC averaged 0.39 life and 0.40 mana per run, while Void averaged 1.07 life and 0.94 mana per run. So the overall for Void plus NBC is 1.45 life and 1.34 mana per run. As you can see, both are very, very close to 3 life every 2 runs, and slightly less mana on average. Also, the average number of life and mana pots combined are 2.8 for Cult, 0.78 for NBC, and 2 for Void, which is 2.78 for NBC plus Void. As you can see, these are very, very, very similar. I suspect the drop rates are, in fact, set up to be the same, so that there's actually no benefit, which is a little bit of an anticlimax, but that's okay. On to the specifics for each individual one. So for Cult, we'll always drop 2, 3, or 4 pot per run, and they could be any combination of life and mana. Your chance of getting 4 pots in a run is about 12%, your chance of getting 3 pots in a run is just over half, and your chance of getting 2 pots is about 1/3. You can see there a table which just says what the chances are of you getting 4 life or 3 life or 2 life or whatever, mana as well. And the most common drop in Cult is life mana, which is just under 20%, so just under 1 in 5. And your probability of 2 mana, which is the absolute bane of every player, is 10%, and your chance of getting 2 life is about 5%. For NBC, obviously attack and def are always guaranteed. Otherwise, it can drop 0, 1, or 2 additional life or mana pots. The most common drop is no life or mana at 38%. And you average about 3 life in 10 runs, which is about the same for mana. And as before, there's given a little graph basically on what are the chances of each of the specific drops. So you got about 4% on 2 life, 4% on 2 mana, and a couple of other ones there that I'll let you just have a quick look at. Won't read them out. For Void will always drop you 2 pots. Your combinations therefore are 1 life, 1 mana, 2 life, or 2 mana. The most common is life mana, about 41%. You get 2 mana, that horrible one, roughly 1 in 4, and overall average about 1.45 life per run and about 1.34 mana per run. The overall last comparison, so in the long run, Void and Cult are very, very similar when it comes to life and mana, but Void does drop 2 mana most often, due to it only having those 3 combinations, so often can feel like it's less valuable. In addition to, you never get to see that 3 life or 4 life drop in mana, which can make it actually feel like it's not as good, but NBC does actually compensate for that. That is the end of the data. I'd just like to say thanks again to all the raiders who put up with me asking for data, and also another thanks to those who contributed even when I was offline. I'd like to ask you guys, are you interested in me posting all the raw data? Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Also, do me a favor, this was a lot of work, so share this around, leave a like, subscribe for more in the future if you like. And with that in mind, let me know what other data you might like me to try and put together, though please do be aware that the sample sizes I would need for especially UTs and STs are probably too high for me to be able to be representative. But look, I can probably give it a go. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you found this informative and enjoyable. See you next time.